In this video, we're going to look at diphthongs. So, what is a diphthong? Well, here's a definition. A diphthong is a vowel in which there is a noticeable sound change within the same syllable. Here's an example. Jeer. This word has one syllable. But let's look at that vowel sound created by the double E. Jeer. It sounds like ear. There's a noticeable sound change there. The double E in jeer is a diphthong. There is a noticeable sound change. Let's look at another example. Hound. That is a word of one syllable. But let's look at that vowel sound created by the OU. Ow. There is a definite sound change there. Now, when you're talking about diphthongs, it's normal to use phonetic symbols. So let's do that. Let's go back to jeer. The ear sound looks like this in phonetic symbols. And on hound, the ow sound looks like this. So we're going to touch upon phonetic symbols in this lesson. Let's clear that. What I'm going to put up now are the 8 main types of diphthong. I'm going to put up some example words, what the diphthong sounds like in each of those words, and the phonetic symbol. If you want to hear these words spoken, then you can go to the website and click on the speaker icon and you'll be able to hear them. I'm not going to go through these one at a time, but I just want to point out that a diphthong can be made with different letters. Sometimes it's a single letter, like look up at the first word, crime. Sometimes in normal writing, it's a letter that includes some consonants. Look at the IGH. So just bear in mind that diphthongs can be created by different letters. Let's tidy this up a little bit. There we go. You can pause this and look at these in your own time. But before we move on, I just want to show you this letter. Notice the upside down E. This letter is called a schwa, and it's pronounced and it is the most common vowel sound in English. We have a whole lesson on the schwa, and I will leave a link to it in the description. One more thing to say about the schwa is that it can be created by any vowel. So when you see a vowel in a word, it might be pronounced like a schwa. And that's why it's the most common vowel sound in English. So if you've not heard of it, go and have a look at the lesson. Okay, let's move on. All of the examples we've seen so far have been one-syllable words, monosyllabic words. But of course, diphthongs can appear in longer words. Here's a 2-syllable word, cowboy. Actually, this word has a diphthong in each syllable. Ow is a diphthong and oi is a diphthong. And remember, we use phonetic symbols. So here are the phonetic symbols for those 2 diphthongs. No schwa amongst that lot. Anyway, let's keep going. Another point I want to make is that it's within the same syllable. I just want to highlight this a little bit. Look at this word, reinvent. It's 3 syllables, re-in-vent. Now, if you look at the E and the I, it looks a little bit like a diphthong. But we know it's not a diphthong because each of those letters appears in its own syllable. And remember, a diphthong is a sound change within the same syllable. Reinvent was a very obvious example. But look at this one, ruin. That is less obvious, but it is still 2 syllables. So the U and the I is not a diphthong. The U belongs to syllable 1 and the I belongs to syllable 2. Just be aware that when you have a short unstressed vowel followed by a stressed vowel, like in ruin, it can sound a bit like a diphthong. But if it sounds like 2 syllables, then it will be 2 syllables. Remember, a diphthong appears within the same syllable. If you find yourself debating whether something is a diphthong or not, then you will find yourself in good company. Because words like this do cause a debate over whether they are a diphthong or not. And sometimes it comes down to how you say the word. In other words, it might be your accent. So somebody might say ruin, which means it's a diphthong, and somebody might say ruin, in which case it's not a diphthong. So you can see that it's a cause for debate, and don't worry if you're having that debate, because it probably means you understand what's happening. Okay, I want to leave you with a summarizing slide. Remember, a diphthong is a vowel in which there is a noticeable sound change within the same syllable. Gia, it's shown with phonetic symbols. Hound, aund, shown with phonetic symbols. Remember this, same syllable. That is everything I want to say about diphthongs. There is more in the diphthongs lesson, and there is a link to that page in the description. Thanks for watching.